Michelle Obama pulls out of inauguration. Now, this is a story that should not be a surprise to people. This is a story that should not be considered out of step with what we know about Michelle Obama or what we know about modern or more recent history. If you don't know, though, Michelle Obama, of course, the former First Lady, has announced through her office that she won't be attending the inauguration of Donald Trump. A statement came out early Tuesday morning, and in the statement it said very simply, former President Barack Obama is confirmed to attend the 60th inauguration ceremonies. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will not attend the upcoming inauguration. Now, this is a big deal. Let's be clear. This is a big deal. This isn't a small thing. Michelle Obama is the First Lady. Not just the First Lady, but the most known First Lady maybe in the last half a century. You could throw Nancy Reagan in there. Nancy Reagan was pretty big. But hey, Nancy Reagan was 40 years ago. Damn, I'm old. So still almost half a century. And before that, you got to go back to who? Right? And so Michelle Obama not attending is very different than Laura Bush not attending. I don't even know if people would notice if Laura Bush didn't attend. But people absolutely know that Michelle Obama is not going to attend. The United States, not as much as obviously the British, but the United States is big on tradition, big on pomp and circumstance, particularly at this level. I'm talking about in terms of the political level. It is very, very ordinary for every president to show up. And if every president shows up, every First Lady shows up. And the only reason the president can kind of avoid showing up is if they're really sick or really old, right? George H.W. Bush was able to get away with that before he died. Right, his Melania even going, that's funny. Jimmy Carter was able to not go to things toward the end of his life. But this is a man who died at 100 years old. So I mean, he was going to stuff until he was 90. So this is a big deal. Why is she not showing up? Is one question. Well, I think the most uncontroversial answer, she just doesn't want to. She's not up to it. She's tired. She's sick. She's got other things to do. Hard to have other things to do when it's inauguration. Hard to be sick when you got 5 more days before it even happens. Inauguration will be 11 days after Jimmy Carter's funeral. 11 days after Jimmy Carter's funeral. So she didn't attend Jimmy Carter's funeral. Now that's interesting. Some would say that means it's not partisan. No, it means that it's very partisan. Jimmy Carter's funeral means sitting in a section with all these people. Now, she loves to sit next to George W. Bush. They got their own little game, their own little joke. She brings a little bit of candy. They do their thing. So clearly, this isn't entirely a moral issue. It's not like she won't sit next to bad people. Clearly, she'll sit next to warmongers. Clearly, they'll sit next to people who prosecute genocides. It's not that. Right? Clearly, she'll sit next to people who manufacture weapons of mass destruction. But even among the leaders of empire, apparently there's a code and a line, and Donald Trump surpasses even that. You ain't got to be perfect for Michelle to sit next to you, but you can't be Donald Trump. And that's not surprising. That's not surprising. After inauguration, the first time she went to Donald Trump's first inauguration, when you look at the video, Michelle Obama looks like somebody who don't want to be there. I'm talking about not she don't pretend. She don't act like she wants to be there. She's making faces. There were literal memes about her, to the point that people would wonder. I would wonder. I don't say people. I wonder. All right, come on, y'all. Are we just being dramatic here? Are we just reading too much into her face? Are we making her seem angry when she's not? Are we just creating a narrative because they caught her with one weird facial expression or one askance look? But then you look at this. Michelle looked like somebody who don't want to be there. She looked like somebody who got dragged there. Obama's smiling, making the best of it. You know, just like at the inauguration, you know, him and Trump find ways to be okay. You know, empire going empire. That's all I'm gonna say. Melania's there, kicking it, chilling. She don't know what she's in for. Sure, she didn't want to do this again. But then Michelle is like, yeah, hard pass. She's like, hard pass. And they asked her later on, why are you not there? With joy on your face. Why are you not there happily? Why are you not looking like somebody who wants to be at inauguration? And she answered the question, which I appreciated. I appreciated the fact that she actually answered the question. And she said, yeah, y'all said I didn't look happy. I wasn't. She said, I looked in the crowd and I saw everything we'd worked for. Not there. I'm paraphrasing. She said, I didn't see the diversity. I didn't see people who looked like me up there. I didn't see people who looked like other people up there. This looked like a reset, basically. And she was like, so yeah, I wasn't happy to be there because that shit looked crazy. So Michelle made it clear. Now, I don't know if she would have made it that clear. I don't know if she would have been that transparent if she knew Donald Trump would be back. No, Donald Trump. No, I mean they should have, but they didn't think Donald Trump was going to run and win. They didn't think that this is an issue. So when they said the truth, or when she said the truth, it was an interesting window. So when you get to the point where you're at Jimmy Carter's funeral, now it's like, oh, why don't you want to be there? She's made it clear she don't really want to be in the room. She don't really want to be in the room if the room ain't right. You gotta love and respect Black women for this, man. She like, look, I'm not here to fake it. I'm not here to front. I'm not here to pretend. I'm not here to do anything else. I don't want to be here. And since I don't want to be here, I'm not going to be here. She didn't want to show up at the Jimmy Carter funeral looking crazy. She didn't want to show up at the Jimmy Carter funeral pretending to be happy. She didn't want to have to shake Donald Trump's hand. She didn't want to have to smile at Melania. She didn't want to be part of a nasty spectacle. Now, to me, I'd rather you go to Jimmy Carter's funeral if you love and respect Jimmy Carter and want to be there, and not go to the inauguration, because the funeral's not about Donald Trump, even though he'll be there. It's about Jimmy Carter. They love Jimmy Carter. They admire Jimmy Carter. So I would have said go to that and not go to the inauguration. But I'm sure she had her reasons. I'm not saying she was wrong. I'm saying in my brain that would have made sense. This makes more sense to me, the inauguration, than the other thing does. But she ain't there. That sends a signal. That sends a strong signal. I'm trying to tell you, Donald Trump standing next to Obama, and Obama and Trump are laughing and smiling and kikiing. That says a lot about how the U.S. presidency works. And yet, even that is too far. Even that is too far for Michelle Obama when it comes to Donald Trump. I'm just telling y'all, that says something. It'll be interesting to see what the next 4 years looks like with regard to Black people, and particularly Black women, in their relationship to Donald Trump. They were the most consistent, the most clear in terms of voting against him. Black women are not ambiguous in their stance on this. So it'll be interesting to see sort of how that plays out politically. But this might be an interesting window into that.